Today we're here with Gerald Hamilton, owner-operator of Beehive Homes. Thank you for being here.
Sure. Great to be here. Thank you.
So how did you get started in this profession? Were there any specific people or events that really drew you to it?
Several people, most notably my father. He started a second career after retiring from the Air Force, running a nursing home in a company that my uncle ran. And so that's what got me the exposure. A few years after my dad started, I started working as a dietary aide in a nursing facility and worked as a cook when I was in college, and then after I graduated, got my administrator's license and worked in nursing homes for 20 years.
Wow, family legacy.
Yeah.
As chair of the NCAL Board of Directors and as an administrator, what do you think are the most significant challenges facing assisted living providers today?
I think the biggest challenge we share with our skilled nursing colleagues, and that is staffing. Finding the staff to run our buildings, to take care of our residents, and then training that staff. And once we find the people, we need to train them, teach them the business, teach them how to take care of our residents. And the trick, I think, is trying to find people who feel a passion and a calling to care, because they're the ones that do a great job and that stick around with us, have some great longevity.
Absolutely. It's important to find the folks, but then also to keep them once they're with your facility. Well, what are some of the opportunities available now for assisted living?
I think one of the opportunities I think about goes hand in hand with the big challenge, and that is staffing. The opportunity to find people, to mold them, create great teams, and to train up leaders among our homes and among our residents, people who will carry us into the next decade and continue that legacy in our homes, finding and training those leaders. And that's exciting to me. On the one hand, it's a challenge. On the other hand, I think it's a great opportunity. And I think we have a great opportunity to work on quality, to improve quality in our homes, and to tell our quality story. There are a lot of people, even in the medical community, especially policymakers and regulators, legislators as well, that don't really understand assisted living very well. And so that presents a great opportunity for us to tell our story.
The stories are so important, and so they really draw you in and give you a connection. What is NCAL doing to support both the challenges and the opportunities right now?
Well, NCAL has done a great job supporting our members through the pandemic, providing us with information about resources that we desperately needed: testing, vaccines, personal protective equipment, access to funding, different sources of funding that really was a lifeline to help our providers stay solvent and continue their business operations during COVID. So that has been a great thing that NCAL has done for our members and continues to do. Another thing that I think NCAL does a great job with is advocating for regulation at the state level rather than at the federal level. Assisted living is a great field to be in because it's fairly new, it's fairly young as a sector in the profession, and we're still developing, and we have the flexibility to meet our residents' needs and demands because we don't have that overarching one-size-fits-all federal regulations. And so we want to keep the regulations at the state level that fosters the innovation that really makes our sector vital.
Absolutely, and you mentioned this already, but what do you wish regulators and policymakers would understand or appreciate about assisted living?
One thing, and we have a great opportunity coming up at Congressional Briefing to do this, to educate them. But one thing I hope that they understand, and we are the key to this, is understanding the difference between us and skilled nursing. Skilled nursing definitely has a place in the continuum, so does assisted living. And in my conversations over the years with policymakers, it's pretty clear that they don't really understand where we fit and what exactly we do. And so that's one thing that I think we need to work on. It's a great opportunity for us, again, to tell our story, tell the kind of residents that we work with, the kind of needs that they have, and educate our policymakers so that they make better informed decisions that affect our sector.
Absolutely, absolutely. Those relationships and that education is just so critical right now. Well, thank you for spending a few minutes with us, Gerald. I really appreciate you telling us more about NCAL and the things that are going on with assisted living.
Great, thanks for having me.